Yeah, what of it?
It doesn't matter if you're fat or thin, short or tall, no one is safe from the cursed content of Yeah, What of It. Welcome back to another episode of Yeah, What of It, obviously. My name's Harry, and I'm joined by my amazing co-hosts.
Jake.
Every time. You know, if we ever do it properly, I will be upset. I think a little part of me will be like, oh, we've done it too many times, it's too perfect now. One day
when the stars align and the atoms form perfectly, it will be perfect.
Just before the nuke hits the UK, we'll be recording. Just as you say it perfectly, I'll turn to ash, and that's me done.
If then no one will ever hear it, which
Job
is quite
done.
depressing, isn't it?
Well, we would have heard it.
Yeah,
we
I suppose
count?
so.
Do we?
No, you don't
suppose
count.
We don't count.
Right, let's kick it off with how have your weeks been?
You boys are now forklift certified.
Hey, whoop, whoop, whoop. That's my impression of a forklift, by the way.
It's not that far off, so I'll accept that.
I left out the part where, someone gets run over.
I've not ran anyone over yet.
Yet. I like that. Yet.
There's still time.
I don't want to say I've never ran anyone over because the first thing I'll do when I go back into work on Monday is run some cunt over then. But they were like, "Oh, do you want a refresher course or a normal course?" Because refresher's like significantly shorter. It's like 4 hours, or the normal course is 3 days. I was like,
You've never been fucking certified, so surely they can't offer you a refresher.
because I've driven so much shit, apparently they can. I'm just like,
Oh, wow, okay, I see.
Checks out.
Right.
I was like, nah, do you know what? I'll do the full course because I don't want to be Billy Big Bollocks.
And then fuck it up.
Fuck the 2 hour, 3 or 4 hour course, whatever it is up.
Yeah, but it would also be bad, right? If you do so I presume this was in like a classroom with other people as well, right?
Well, it was meant to be another person.
Right.
But she was busy essentially. So
I don't know why. I thought you were going to say she died.
Yeah, I killed the second instructor
Because all I'm thinking of is it could have been really bad if you went, nah, I'll just do the refresher course, right? And then you turn out to the figure, they're like, start the presentation, and then they're like, so yeah, we're not going to go over the basic controls and how to turn the figure on, and you're just sat there like quietly, too scared to tell them, like, could you go over that bit again, please? Or they're like, just, oh yeah, so we're all familiar with how you perform this weird maneuver, so we're just going to go on to this next thing, and you're like, shit, I don't know any of this fucking. I feel like that could have been a lot worse because now you're just panicking for the whole 4 hours.
But
well, luckily it was just one bloke teaching us, and it was meant to be another girl in the thing, but she
died.
No, she didn't die. She was busy.
Died. Harry really wants that person to die.
Yeah, and she's actually quite a nice lady, so you should feel bad, Harry. So I completed the entire thing. What's the word? Completed the entire thing a day early, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna send the bloke home. Oh, we're not gonna get our money back." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Whoa! Surely there's something I can get out of this." So I said, "Hey, is there anything else?" Except there's other machines they can teach you on, because now that I've done the forklift so recently, they're like, "Oh, well, actually, I suppose we could put you on a refresher course for some of these." So I'm just banging out new machines off the bat. People are like, yeah, it was great. So I've got 2 different types of forklifts under my belt in the space of 4 days.
Forklift's a forklift.
No.
Would you be okay driving a vehicle if it was called a sporklift?
Would I be?
It's used for picking up sand.
I think that's just like a digger, isn't it?
No. But I think it's for like outside activities.
Diggers are for outside activities.
A sporklift is for like when you're like transporting like a building sand indoors in a warehouse, but they don't have them in bags. You kind of just scoop them off the floor in a forklift.
Or big soup.
Nothing stupid.
Yeah, I'd 100% drive a forklift without any.
So
I
what
think
is two different forklifts?
so one's your standard counterbalance, right?
Of
Yeah.
course.
And the other is technical term I think is called an order picker. So it's very similar, except you can use it. It moves the cab up into the air rather than the forks.
All right. Yeah. Another one. Yeah.
It locks
Yeah,
onto
yeah.
wires that are underground,
Cool.
which make
Yeah.
you mad when you discuss them. You're like, I need to find the underground wires with the magnetic strips.
I need to find the ley lines.
Yeah. The government actually had to acknowledge the existence of ley lines.
The government did.
Yep. If I ever have to drive you past Stonehenge, I will always tell you that the government had to acknowledge ley lines as an existing thing.
When was this?
This is just a fun fact that Jake knows. So, Wiccans being an offshoot of paganism, a lot of them believe that there's energy running throughout the entire country. They're connecting all the most sacred sites in the world. They're they're very important spiritually. Yeah. Now, the government put in planning permission to build an underpass under Stonehenge. Not underpass, sorry, underground road.
Right.
So that traffic wouldn't slow down.
A tunnel,
next to
if you will.
Stonehenge. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, a tunnel.
Yeah.
Right.
Go on.
But the pagans and the Wiccans were like, nah, you can't put that there. You'll interrupt our ley lines. To which the government went, right? As any reasonable man might. But you also can't build things over churches because it'll stop the prayers from going to God, right? So the pagans were like, people
Build
say
a
that you
big
can't
lead
build.
dome.
People say you can't build over churches, as it will interrupt the connection between people and God, right?
Okay.
What about a roof,
And
though?
so you can a church can have a roof, but you can't build over churches.
Okay, but what? So
That's law.
what
right?
religions say that?
I believe
Here we
it's
go.
Christianity. I don't know about mosques.
No, because I was saying about what about those Jews in the tunnels?
No, they're different, right?
Oh,
Because
right.
That was just for convenience.
Also, the Jews in the tunnel are American, so we're on about UK law here.
Right. Okay.
So you can't build
okay.
over churches because it will interrupt the prayers or whatever, their connection with God. So the pagans were like, so are you saying my religion's not real because I'm saying that my invisible force is underground? The Christians are saying their invisible force is above ground. So the government then had to recognise that ley lines may exist and therefore they can't interrupt them.
I love it.
That's great. That's fucking
There you go.
amazing.
I mean, it's a fair point. If my invisible friend, has a law about them, then your invisible friend should have a law about them too. You can't one for one and one not for the other.
What? Yeah. No.
You were
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, he's caught up.
There you go. Keane's still buffering.
Sorry, I was deep in what you said. I was like, what? And I was like, all right, yeah, no, makes sense.
Anything
He's
else?
got Microsoft edging too much. Oh yeah, so I get to
Or
say this. guys.
gooning, as Harry likes to call it.
Yeah, it's called gooning.
No, edging and
Only-
gooning are two different things.
I thought they were the same thing, but one's just an extreme version of the other.
No, edging is where you pleasure yourself and don't come. Gooning is where you come as much as possible and repeat.
Oh, is it?
Are you sure?
I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't think it is. I don't think
I'm
it is
90%
because
sure.
I listened to that episode very recently, and by very recently I mean today. Yes, people who listen, I do listen to ourselves.
Well, no one else will. We've got to
I don't know.
support
We got a conspiracy
Oh, no.
theorist that commented on one of the videos you posted
Where?
on your TikTok.
Did we?
Yeah. Yeah. Two people commented. One is a massive tinfoil hat wearer.
No way.
He put. Hold on. Where is? Oh, fuck off. Get off my screen.
I was also wrong about gooning. My bad.
I
That's
told
alright.
you.
Classic gooner.
Hold on.
Classic gooner.
No, a gooner is a fucking football follower.
I don't use that.
Of the Arsenal. They're called gooners.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Here we go. It's on the latest one, on the Miami one.
Right.
Person put, in pre-COVID times, aliens were just a conspiracy theory, and you were told that you're crazy to believe in it, and the government said they don't exist.
Okay. Lot to
Yeah.
unpack there.
I was waiting for a but.
Yeah.
No, that's it. That's all he put.
He got killed before he
That's
could
it,
finish his
that's-
sentence.
Oh, he's user 76543211111.
Get in the comments.
And then another person put, "Why do aliens always land in the US?" I replied, "Crazy attracts crazy." That's all I can think of. It's true though.
It is true.
Oh, man. Yankees are always up to some crazy bollocks.
How's your week been, Kian?
IT horrors. Mate, it's been rough. It's been absolutely rough. One of the things you learn when working in IT is no matter how much you tell someone something, it just doesn't seem to go in people's heads, because Microsoft licenses are expensive, and I think across the business we have like 13,000 licenses, so that racks up pretty quick. And obviously we have like licenses assigned to a user account, and if we started running out pretty quick and realized quite a lot of people are wasting licenses for that don't even fucking work at the company anymore.
Yeah.
So we started deleting people's accounts that haven't been like active in a long time. It either means they don't need it or they've left the company. Anyway, this motherfucker got a call. It's like, "Oh yeah, I can't log into my account." I'm like, "Alright, no worries, I'll have a look." Search the name. I don't see that account. It's probably been deleted. I have a look. Oh yeah, it got deleted last October. They're like, "Oh, I'm just on maternity leave." I was like, "All right. Did you tell us?" "No." "Oh, yeah, we just deleted your account. Nothing much we can really do. It's gone. It's been over the being able to recover it time." That's right. I was like, "You're gonna have to tell your line manager, make a new account." Anyway, line manager then says this fucking bit of a snarky email
All
of
right.
like, how could you delete this? We made payroll and aware. I just first of all, I wasn't a fan of him anyway, because me and him had beef over a few things. I started my email with, "This isn't payroll." I was like, we weren't aware of that, so we didn't know what was going on, so we deleted the account. And then in his email was also like, "Oh, they got 14 years worth of work, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah, it's out of the backups. Nothing we can do. You're basically your fault. It's all your fault." And I said that this morning, and I haven't heard anything back, so it might be a bit seething with it. But
He's
that
waiting
was my
till Monday.
one small bit. He's waiting.
He's
You can wait till
stewing.
Monday. You can wait. Yeah, let him stew over the whole weekend about this absolute rubbish. But that comes down to a lot of things in IT. And after how long have I been doing it? How long ago will be 16 years old?
10
10
years.
10 years.
Shit. Right. 10 years of working in IT. You can tell motherfuckers the same thing over and over, and they never listen. It's horrible. And that's what I've been dealing with this week. That's all my notable stuff. That's why I'm angry. Big
I've got
angry.
Big Angie. I've got a side note for us. Have you seen what we're rated on Spotify?
No, I
We're
haven't.
rated?
We are
I don't
rated.
use Spotify.
I saw it on the work computer. I don't have to check it on my phone. But I'm pretty sure it's like 4.2, about 4.2 out of 5 stars.
2. That ain't bad.
Gang shit.
There you go. And that's 5 ratings. And that's not even me. I don't think I can rate it.
That's 5 ratings.
Yeah.
Oh, boys. Look at
I
that.
know.
That's at least a B.
That's more than a B.
That's like an A minus.
Oh, I'll take an A minus. That's all right.
Yeah, or a B plus.
Yeah,
or, you know, it's
4.2.
exactly.
Amazing.
Whole lot of gang shit.
It's very cool.
Moving up in the world.
How was my week? Great question.
Been,
Well
been
presented.
to M&S?
Oh, actually, let me think. Have I been to M&S? Yes, I have. I have been to fucking M&S.
Frick.
Oh, this is
That I don't go to M&S. Actually, the fuck.
I'm the sole funder now of M&S. Right. Okay. So we went to last weekend. We went to this massive fucking shopping centre up north. It is huge. It's how I imagine.
Where was it?
It's in Sheffield. It's called Meadow Hall.
Oh, yeah. I know the one.
Fucking massive, right? My conclusion is, I'm going to offend a lot of people now. Sheffield is the Alabama of the UK. All right. The amount of weird, fucking stupid shit I saw, and like, it just blew my mind. I went to obviously M&S because Beth wanted to get a dress for Jake and G's wedding, which she did. She succeeded.
Boy.
And
That's good.
whilst we were there, she was like perusing the sales racks, which are always really like narrow. And this old fucking woman comes along on a bright pink fucking mobility scooter, starts like trying to fucking tear down these rows, and she's too large. She's too large of a woman to be doing this, and she's on a mobility scooter, which ain't working. She's knocking everything down, and you can just hear this like crunching as she's running over all these different clothes and all these hangers, and she's looking behind her like, "What's that noise?" I'm like, it's fucking you. It's you. You are the problem. So that was just an adventure. And Beth went to try on some clothes, and I sat down on the man stools, as I call them.
Classic.
And people kept coming and sitting next to me. There were 4 stools, right? There were 4 stools, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're like 2 people bench thingies, and people just kept coming and sitting next to me. And I would look around. There's like 3 empty ones. I'm like, can they fuck off? Because I don't want anyone to sit next to me ever. Just
They're
generally.
the kind of people to stand next to you at the urinal as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can't sit comfortably when people are sat next to me. It's just it wasn't great, to be honest. And Beth came out and was like, "You look distressed." And I was like, "Don't even go there. Don't even go there."
I don't know if you find this, but one of the main times that G wants to talk to me about my feelings or my emotions is when the person who's causing it to be negative is right there. Like, someone will be pissing me off like ridiculous amounts.
Yeah.
I'm like, alright, it's cool. I'm about to go. I'll just fucking leave. No worries. And then G will come and go, Jake, you look really annoyed. What's up? And I'm like, nothing. Let's just go. She's like, no. We need to talk about this before we go anywhere. And I'm like, no. Let's move first, so I don't call them a dickhead to their face.
What else happened?
Mate,
Oh, we went to a pizza place. I think I
Oh yeah.
can't remember if I told you guys about this. And we sat. It's like a food court thing. We're like, oh, where do we want to go? And there was this like little tiny chain place had fairy lights. And they're doing sourdough pizza. And I was like, that looks amazing. Let's go there. Sat down. We were eating, and Beth looks to her right, and she just like stops chewing, and her eyes go huge, and she looks at me and she goes, "Do you reckon that kid's autistic?" And I look to my left, and there's this child stood in the entrance to the sourdough pizza place doing the most perfect over-the-top orange justice dance. And she is fucking going for it. Like, mental. Her mum's got eyes that are in 2 different directions. And she looks like a troll, and her dad's got a ponytail, so that tells you everything you need to know about that. And I just thought, that poor kid. That poor kid. And then I went to HMV and I bought Blue Beetle because it was in a sale for a tenner. And I also bought myself an Ant-Man t-shirt. Got home. It says it was medium, but blatantly not. So I had to return that. And the large arrived the other day, and I'm wearing it now, and it fits very well. What else have I done? Oh, I kept getting adverts on YouTube for this thing called the Conqueror Challenge. I don't know if you guys
the walking thing.
The walking thing, yeah. And I had a little peruse. I thought I'd do a lot of walking. This might be nice. And I spotted a medal I liked, and I've signed up to it. I've signed up to do.
Where are you walking to?
I am currently doing the marathon to Athens.
Oh, cool.
Which is pretty good. I'm actually quite impressed by it. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting a great deal. It cost me 30 quid, and that's including shipping and access to the app and everything else. But it's cool. You go along, and at like different checkpoints, it will send you postcards about the local history, what you'd see there. And then if you pass like a significant landmark, it will notify you, and it will give you a 4K video of walking around that area, as well as a couple of images and like a whole page of history on it, which is really cool.
That's kind of cool.
And when you sign up to a challenge, you can choose whether at 20, 40, 60, and 80% of the challenge, whether you plant a tree or they go out and pull a load of plastic out of the ocean. So I went for the tree one because I thought trees you can track how much fucking shit they put out the ocean. That I feel like that's quite difficult to track. And then once you finish, you get a medal.
Yeah.
You get a medal sent out to you.
One of my biggest fears is getting it caught in a fucking zipper.
I've done that.
Fear number one.
I've done that.
Yeah, I've done it once. I've never done it since, but I have never forgotten. I have not once forgotten. And it's only happened once, and it was a very long time ago. I think it was probably like...
You don't do it again, though. Once you've done it once,
yeah, you never do it again. But that fear is always there.
Oh, the fear never leaves. You're mentally scarred now.
I've never had my dick stuck. I have had my balls caught in a zipper, though.
Oh.
No, I've never had my balls. I'd rather have my balls than my dick.
Oh, I don't know.
So, yeah, I can't compare. But, like, I don't know what I was doing. Jeans and a zipper without fucking boxers on has never really happened again.
Well, no, and the thing is, if you're like in a rush, for example, let's say you're at a urinal and someone's coming closer to you, you might not pull your boxers up all the way properly before you do your zipper. You're trying to do too many things at once and then it just gets caught. Not speaking from experience, but, you know, that could happen.
I mean, to be fair...
I don't piss through my zipper.
you
do you piss through your zipper?
No. You
oh, mate, I get my whole balls out. I get my whole balls out.
Why are you getting your nuts out?
There's no excuse. What do you mean you have to?
I can't. Like, if you just try and do without, I get my whole balls and everything out.
Nah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. No.
Piss
with your balls out. Why? What's the need?
I tell you, because think about it, right? All day, it's just out. It's just there cooped up all day, right?
Doesn't need fucking yard time. It's not a criminal game.
No, it's the equivalent of like sitting at a desk all day. Sometimes you just got to stand up and have a walk, right? It's the same for that. Because you go like during work day, you go like twice. Well, I go twice, maybe 3 times, right? It's sat there crabbed all day. You gotta let it breathe.
No, that's a weirder reason than I was expecting.
No.
I was thinking about my balls are too big, or my balls are really attached to a shaft of my penis. You know, there's loads of reasons it could have been. Not all. He seems a bit cramped sometimes, so let me just get my testicles out next to men at the urinals.
The urinals are usually blocked. I got a little figure. I get me balls out all the time.
What do you mean the urinals are usually blocked? Who's blocking urinals?
Like you get the little shield thing. It's not like you just stood there and go, "Wee, look at them dangling."
Oh, you mean like blocked off? I thought you meant blocked as in like filled with shit or something.
Oh right, no.
That kind of
Someone's
block.
just taking a shit in the urinal.
Yeah.
No, not that kind. You're just a weirdo. I think that's it.
Nah, Harry, tiebreak it for us here.
He's getting pizza. Fuck you. That means I'm right.
It doesn't mean you're right.
Still going on about balls?
Yeah, so Harry, just out of interest, I need you to tiebreak.
Okay.
Get your testicles out at the urinals.
Not on.
To let them breathe. That's
Not
weird.
on.
Or is
Hold on,
that not?
let me.
That's whack.
I think you guys. No. This is like the equivalent of those things where you like have your eyes open, right? Harry, you work a desk job, correct? You work a desk job, correct?
Correct.
Right. So throughout the day, right, after sitting there for quite a while, do you just stand up and take a little walk?
Yeah.
Stretch the old legs. Exactly. It's the same equivalent for getting your balls out.
But I don't
No,
go
it's
up to the
not.
urinal and get my
They're in
nuts
there.
out.
They're in there all. Yeah, but where else are you gonna do it, right? You're not just gonna go. Oh, you going out for a fag break? Cool. I'll just come with you. I'm gonna give you balls out. No, you gotta find an appropriate place for it.
I don't care.
And that's the appropriate place.
A stool would be the appropriate place,
A
surely.
stool is better.
All
What?
right.
Just have a sit down wee. Just have a sit down wee. Let the balls out there.
Just have a, no, the only time you ever sit down is for a shit, and when you're tipsy as fuck, you're like, ooh, treat myself to a little
when
sit
you're
down.
When you're far too far. Even then,
Yeah.
sometimes I go for the head against the wall approach. Slap your head against the fucking wall, and then just rotate.
Rotate?
Yeah, so you,
Rotate.
Like a rotisserie
You know-
chicken.
nah, you know the kids. The
The kids? Where are you going with this?
Yeah, no, in the park, there's those jungle gym, and there's one that's got like a wiggly pole with a foot plate, and you stand on it.
I
If
know
you
exactly what you're on
Yeah.
about.
Go in
Yeah.
and out, you fucking spin hella quick. And It's a
Mm.
bit like that,
Right.
but you just bang your head against the wall, put your feet out at an angle, and then you've got that rotating power, just in case you need to do a 360 while you piss.
In case someone's getting a bit too close behind you, you can do a quick spin, piss on
Yeah,
them,
that's it.
get back to it.
Like,
Harry's really afraid of people coming too close to him.
I don't like it.
oh.
Do we have any news?
Well, that's a bit fucking weird.
I don't get so much news as I want to expand on my shit from last episode, right? I said this to Kian, and he disagreed, Harry. So I need your opinion. You know, all these people, they come out and they say things like, "Oh, I went to so and so's party, and they were doing Class A drugs, and they're all paedophiles, but I left before all the bad stuff happened."
Oh yeah. Yeah.
People trying to expose the underground of Hollywood by saying, "Oh, I know a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah.
I went to this party and there was all right." I'm not accepting any of that now. I'm not accepting it unless you implicate yourself too, right? And I mean hardcore implicate yourself. Like if Tom Hanks comes out tomorrow and says, "Oh yeah, me and the entire cast of the Avengers all fuck children," I'm gonna believe it. But I'm not gonna believe it when some other bloke who I barely know comes out and he goes, "Oh yeah, I don't even really fuck with Lil Wayne that much, but I went to one of his parties and he just had midgets sucking his toes." Like I'm not accepting it. Because number one, and my theory behind this is, if I'm doing like highly illegal things, like just Class A drugs and children, I'm not gonna throw a party
Right.
where random people I barely know are invited, and then at that time, when the people that I don't know are there, and like in front of them, I'm just gonna start offering out all these things. Be like, "Oh yeah, I don't really know you, but you seem cool. Let's do a felony." That's not. I don't think that's really acceptable, or a real option.
I am with you on that.
And so now, unless you're implicated in like the stuff you're accusing of, I ain't buying it. Because Kian originally was like, "Oh, but it's a classic liars technique to make yourself look bad." Was that what you said? Make yourself look bad?
Yeah, you make yourself look bad to make the lie more believable.
Which I agree with up until like the point of paedophilia. I feel like at that point it's a bit moot.
I see what you mean, and I do kind of agree with it.
I just think we need to get some truth serum. I don't know how you get it. I don't know how we make it, but we'll need truth serum and we'll just start feeding it to people.
We'll
Car
chuck it.
battery to testicles.
We'll chuck him in a bathroom with Kian after Kian's been sat at his desk for 3-4 hours.
What are you doing? He's like, "Oh, nothing."
They get sway.
Needs that head of bollocks.
Keep them in your trousers.
You know what? This leads into my news article really nicely.
Can I ask
Go
you
on.
a quick question first?
Yeah.
Go.
Unless your news article about pissing at urinals.
It is about that. But
Okay,
you go.
first, Harry.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. DJ jailed for filming himself peeing on cancer patient at urinal next to him. Okay, this is horrific.
Wait. Okay, carry on.
This DJ called Lee Brookfield, 40, has been sentenced to 14. I think this is too little. 14 weeks in jail because he has pleaded guilty to common assault. What happened was he posted a video of himself to social media of him going up behind Peter Barton, who is 72 years old, and pissing on the back of him. And apparently in the video you can hear the victim saying, oh no, sorry, not the victim. It's the guy who pissed on him. The guy who pissed on him is saying, oh, sorry to hear that. Whilst Peter Barton, 72, is going on about his prostate cancer diagnosis. So obviously...
was just like midstream. He's like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear about that. Anyway, just got to shake to finish it.
the guy who got pissed on had no idea. He had no idea, bless him. He only found out when all the charges started getting filed and that. I think someone spotted it on the social media and contacted the place where it happened, and it all sort of went from there. Do you want to know what his excuse was for doing it?
Was he high?
God, really liked R. Kelly?
Do you want to know?
Yeah, go for it.
It's so bizarre. He said, it's just something me and the boys do when we are drunk. And until watching the video back, I didn't realise that the nice gentleman next to me was going through health problems.
What do the health problems have to do with it? So what if the person didn't have health problems and he saw the video? He'd be like, okay, what did I do wrong here? Is that the vibe?
I don't know. I don't know. But I saw that and I was like, this is somehow funny and horrific at the same time.
Yeah, I think he's missed the problem.
Yeah, it's just funny because of that fucking excuse he gives. It's just something me and the boys do. If the three of us went out when we went to fucking when we went to Red Dog and we all got a little bit tipsy, none of us walked up behind anyone and pissed. None of us.
You don't know what I did to Kid in that toilet.
That's
he
true.
He was pasty and almost unconscious.
That is true.
But
yeah,
sorry, Karen.
No. I was
just about to say on the mildly same verge of you. Obviously, you said he didn't get enough consequence from it. There was this other one I saw. This woman last year met a guy at the bar, went back to his. They smoked the bong, and then she stabbed him 108 times, right? And she got 100 hours community service.
What?
Yeah, because her lawyers managed to plead that she didn't actually do it. It was the drugs. She was in a cannabis psychosis. And I was like, I'm sorry, what the fuck did you just say? 108 times. That's not just like, oh, I stabbed him twice and then realised you were going, oh, I realised what was happening. That's check. Yeah. Like, that's a lot of fucking stabbing. 100 hours community service. That's 50 hours less than I got, and I just had a knife, which is fucking crazy.
But you're a minority.
That's absolutely wild. That's absolutely fucking wild. Yeah. I should move to America. No, I shouldn't. But yeah.
If she was stabbing that bloke at 2 stabs a second, she was stabbing him for just under a minute.
Another bit of quick news and then something slightly longer. My other
yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
My other bit of quick news is I recently signed a petition to change the name of Fire Ants to Spicy Boys. This is from the Independent, okay? I saw this today. Campaign to change the name of Fire Ants to Spicy Boys gathers pace. Immediately, I'm a big fan of ants, and I thought, oh, what's this about? This can't be serious. It is. It's so far got 16,000 signees, I think. Oh no, take that back. It's got 163,000 people signed it, including myself.
That's a link.
I'll send you a link now. It is. I don't know why. It just tickled me. There's no real good reason for it. I don't think. The guy who started the petition says
it's 2016. There are 36 genders. Beyblade might be a new Olympic sport. Why aren't we calling Fire Ants Spicy Boys?
He says,
it has taken far too long for this issue to be dragged into the public eye. The time for this fire any nonsense to stop has come. Let's all just agree that Spicy Boys are called Spicy Boys and move on.
And my final bit of news is sort of like a trial run for Cryptid Quest in case I decide to go ahead with this.
Is that what you're calling it?
I think so. So I'm going to spend the next 5-10 minutes trying to convince you boys that we have big cats roaming the UK.
Cryptid Quest.
Okie dokie.
Right. Have you boys heard of the Beast of Bodmin Moor?
You've mentioned it,
Yeah.
but other than that, no.
I have mentioned it. So Bodmin Moor, placed down in Cornwall, believe it or not, it's a moor. So just grassland for miles and miles and miles. 1970s, a kid claims to see some sort of panther or something perusing its way through the countryside and that. And then following him, more and more people saw it through the 1970s and 1980s. But reports of it go back to as early as 1820, when a guy named William Cobbett claimed he spotted it as a child. But obviously that was 1820, and they didn't have a fucking clue what was going on. But people kept taking pictures of what they think was the Beast of Bodmin Moor, which is basically just a big panther. Some of these are very clearly just like slightly larger than average cats. So we can ignore those. However, there was someone who found a leopard skull around Bodmin Moor. They obviously found the skull, took it to a bunch of scientists to do science things, and they confirmed it was a leopard skull. But then they followed it up by saying, "Oh, but it's from a carpet, like a rug carpet thing." I don't know how they'd know that.
Like a leopard skin carpet type thing.
Yeah. And yeah, cattle has been mutilated there. And in 1995, there was so much evidence and so many people saying that they'd seen it or they'd heard it or their fucking cattle had been killed and it looked like it'd been killed by panthers. The government got involved, right? They set up a research team to go out to Bodmin Moor and investigate. But they claim that they found nothing, okay? Which is fine. But the people kept seeing more and more and more shit, right? It didn't just stop. And it's still going on now. 20th of January of this year, a big cat was caught on camera prowling the countryside. And it says very clear, it's not super clear, but you can see it's a big cat. There is a large cat fucking just prowling around. And the woman who took the photo was just in a town outside of Cheshire, which I don't know why the Metro has labelled it as a top secret undisclosed location. But she says she found it because they're building up a load of new housing estates and that on farmland and shit like that. And the guy who she was there with was like, "Whoa, did you see that fucking big cat?" And then she started to record it. So that was very cool. And there was a picture that came out last year that looked like it was a panther, but no one could, safely say whether it was legit or not.
It was or not. Yeah.
However, you may be wondering, oh, where would these beasts have come from? They're not native to the UK, and you would be correct. Prior to 1970s, you could own an exotic pet, right? And that would be fine. So you could just own a fucking panther or a python or a rhino. That was fine. I don't know why it took them so long to go, "Oh, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't let people have these." But anyway, 1970s, the government passed the Dangerous and Wild Animals Act, right? Which meant that a lot of people who had exotic pets had to get rid of them in one way or another. One theory is that people just let them go into the wild. And this can be kind of backed up. So, in 1978, a woman named Mary Chipperfield claims that she let loose three pumas into the wild after her zoo was closed, and this included a breeding pair. So the story behind that was her zoo was closing down, and these pumas were being sent to, I want to say it was Plymouth or Portsmouth Zoo. It was one of them, again with P. And they never arrived at the zoo. No one from that zoo decided to follow it up or question where they may have gone. But Mary claims that she let them out just to roam the wild of Bodmin Moor instead of going to the zoo, which could be one explanation. But then that's backed up again by a separate zookeeper who did not know Mary, called Benjamin Mee, who also admits to releasing a pack of pumas, but he was working for Dartmoor Zoo at the time, and he claims that these animals could have survived 2 generations at least until 2010. So there's two explanations for you there. I personally think it's possible that there 100% could be big cats roaming the wild Not necessarily like a lot of them, but enough.
What's the food out on Bodmin Moor?
Well, you said this, and I've googled this. I didn't think there'd be enough for them to survive, but apparently, if they were in limited enough numbers, there is enough wildlife for them to survive on.
My only thought is, how many badgers could fight a fucking a puma?
Well, that's the thing.
Puma's, obviously, it's a big cat. It's strong as fuck, but
Yeah.
I feel like there are enough badgers around the country that it would threaten a handful of pumas.
But the thing is
What?
that one excuse is pumas are notoriously known for being like stealthy animals, so they don't tend to eat. They don't tend to overindulge. So
Right.
if they did exist on Bodmin Moor, we don't monitor that enough to know whether there would be such a slight decrease. But yeah, like I said, there'd have to be a limited number. It's not just like fucking 500 of the fuckers out there. It's just rampant pumas.
Yeah, but we're talking 50 years of pumas. How long does a puma live for?
Good
Oh,
question.
14 years max? That's just a pure guess.
But also because a puma isn't in 15 to 18 years. It is the answer.
Oh, what a fucking guess!
Not bad.
Right.
Not a bad
So
guess.
let's say they start having babies at 10 years old, which is quite late, but we'll say 10 years
Yeah.
old.
What age can pumas breed?
4.
3.
Right. Okay.
Oh, I'm on it! I'm fucking on it!
So we're
Oh, so
talking-
close.
We're talking. What was that? A minimum of 4 pumas, a maximum of, let's say, 16 were released all in the 1970s,
Mm.
and then 50 years they've bred. How many? Oh, that's how many?
Well, it depends. I don't know how many can. I don't know if they have like a litter of like 8 or. Oh, fuck it, I'm gonna have to Google that
I'm
now.
basing
aren't I?
this.
Oh, that's
I'm basing
fine,
this of cheetahs. I reckon 6.
Apparently, it's the same as cats.
Cats can have a lot.
Oh, pumas. It changed it to pugs. They can have a litter up to 6 kittens.
Yeah, 3,
Oh,
but
what
ranges from 1 to
fucking
6.
Yes!
All right, so
Oh
that's an
man, I'm
increase
on
of
fire!
5 per generation. And
You know
let's
what baby
say
cheetahs are called?
I don't
cubs.
Cheetos.
know. Oh, you're joking.
I'm taking the piss. I just made that shit up. But it sounded
No.
real, didn't it? Sorry, continue. Continue with the maths.
Right, so yeah, it's a rate of increase of pumas of 0.5 per generation.
Mm.
And they're breeding from since they're 3 years old. Let's assume they're all not 3 when they got released. I think Bodmin Moor would be rampant with pumas if that was the case. Plus the
Which
pictures.
is why I
of
think
Bodmin
what
Moor
I said
beasts
was right. They
is-
got fucked up by badgers.
Yeah, but badgers
Think-
aren't that aggressive. And there's not that
Yeah,
many.
yeah, I could fight a badger. Jake, there's a lot of badgers. I feel like there's a lot of badgers in the UK.
Yeah, but
Right.
this is confined purely to
and-
Bodmin Moor. If
And
it's all badgers in the UK, it's
badgers are violent, right? Badgers are violent, right? I reckon I could fight maybe 3 of them, right? But as soon as you come into their environment where they're well adapted to, right? Because I don't know about you, but I feel like pumas might not be very adapted to the UK climate, right? So they're already at a disadvantage. Now they're fighting on away turf, right? For badgers who've been here, been chilling for, I don't know, I feel like maybe the Vikings brought them over, or even the Saxons. I
Badgers?
don't know the history of fucking badgers, right? So now they're fighting on the badgers' home turf, right? Outnumbered, right? So I reckon the most plausible thing is, right? I reckon they did release those batch of them, right? And people probably did see them in the 70s. But then I feel like it's like the Bible, where someone saw something first time that was legit, and then people after it who did believe them also saw something that kind of looked like it and thought it was the original, and then it just spiraled out of control. They were probably there for like, I don't fucking know, however long those pumas, because I presume they didn't release them as as kittens or whatever small pumas are
No,
called.
she said they were breeding age, so minimum of 2.5.
Yeah. Yeah, so they probably were chilling for like, I don't know, not for their full life because they would have died because they probably didn't have what they needed.
UK
And got
badgers
fucked
come
up by
from China.
badgers.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, but who brought them over?
I don't know. I'm just saying that the species evolved from the Chinese mellas, thorali, of the early Paleocene. I googled it. There you go.
Exactly. But
So
they've been
they're
here a long
Chinese.
time. But they've been here a long time. And you know how everything Chinese, they come out like production line, like boop, 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 boop.
Nah, I'm not
Loads of
knocking.
badges.
That
All
is
I'm
true.
saying is in this hypothetical, we're talking about pumas being released onto Bodmin Moor, but the pictures when you Google the Beast of Bodmin is a fucking panther, isn't it? It's a black panther.
See, look, badges are so bad that they have to release things where they're like, right, we can cull the stuff. Because there's so many, they're like, right, we just got to start offing them. Right?
That's true, and we
get
don't,
that.
we don't have to cull panthers.
I don't hear them going, we got to start culling these squirrels. There's no active thing going, we need to start culling these squirrels. They're getting bad. There's many of them motherfuckers. But for badgers, they're like, right, this shit's real bad. We need to start putting out cull orders on them.
But that's because squirrels are prey, whereas badgers are not.
Well, squirrels are predator and prey to other squirrels. That's why we ain't got no red-tailed squirrels anymore, because all the grey ones fucking ate them.
Yeah, but birds of prey eat squirrels. They don't eat badgers. So badgers don't really have predators in the same sense.
I don't know. Maybe.
So is a tiger a predator or prey?
Tigers are predators.
Then why do they have fake eyes on the back of their head? That is a very prey thing to have.
That's true.
Stop other tigers come getting them, obviously.
I don't think tigers eat tigers.
Okay, what else is the jungle trying to eat a tiger?
Exactly, Jake. That's what I'm trying to work out.
If you guys were wandering across, let's say you've gone for a little hike for some reason, and a panther jumps out in front of you, how are you surviving that?
I'm going to yell
you
as
can't
loudly
outrun
as
it.
possible and throw my shit at it.
No, you can't outrun it.
Mm.
You're throwing shit
Just
at it.
yell. I'm going to yell and go, "Ah!" and keep eye
Okay.
contact with it as I back away slowly.
Kian?
I'm gonna have to beef it because we can't run.
No.
And I know you're gonna get. I've been shredded by a domesticated household cat, and that shit sucks. So it's only gonna suck a lot more, but it will suck a lot less. It's like getting stabbed and like getting the claws in your back, because so you're just gonna have to beef it. That's the only logistical option I'm thinking. Because if this thing's out in the wild, that's obviously the strongest kind in the wild. So I don't know what other options you have.
So
I
your
don't
plan
think
is to
it's
fight
gonna
it
work.
and lose and hopefully survive.
All right, Jake, that's better than trying to run and then lose. Because then you're
No.
not gonna survive.
Because all creatures that don't know shit, right? Any animal that doesn't know something, if you go "Rah!" for instance, they have no idea what you are. They're gonna hesitate.
All right,
So you just
right. So yeah,
Weird
that might
noises.
work. And what if it
walk
doesn't?
backwards.
And what if it doesn't?
I wear steel toe caps. I'm going straight for the jaw.
See, you're gonna have to fight it either way, Jake.
East's an option, you know.
To sum up, Beast of Bodmin Moor, yay or nay?
No, I'm sorry, Harry.
Go on.
I can't see that many people because even if they hide, right, and people walk over them more, they're still going to find the corpses of the cats eventually, like the full corpse, and someone's going to take a selfie with it.
That is true. Kian?
I think yay for like the first 5 at a push 10 years, and then after that it was just over exaggerating on people's previous things. I reckon the first few people did genuinely see it, but then it was the equivalent of someone in school going, "Oh yeah, my friend's fucking alien baby had a baby," and then it just perpetuated the lie. So when they saw like a really chubby cat with a huge primordial pouch, they were like, "Oh, it's the Beast of Bodmin Moor," and then that's how it kind of just went out of control.
I'm going to take that as a 25% win for me. Thanks for
Yeah,
indulging me
fairs.
in that.
Cryptid Quest.
Kian, do you have some news?
I have a lot of news. We'll start off with the classic one. This is a yearly thing that happens. I remember it every now and then, but sometimes I forget about it. This is about. Have you guys heard of the blind mystic Baba Vanga?
Mate, this was my other article. I
Yeah.
literally closed it down
Oh.
right as we started the segment.
I forgot about it last year. Then I remember today about that stupid thing. Do you want to hear her the predictions for 2024?
Go on then.
Let's go.
And they seem kind of bullshit because it's like, oh, this is exactly happening now. Maybe that's why it's. But anyway, so first one is the end of Vladimir Putin.
Thank God.
Apparently in 2024, not an international agent, but someone of his own country will attack him, according to the dead blind lady. What else is here? We got. Oh, fuck, hold on. Can't close this fucking thing. This one will tickle Harry. Alien encounters.
They're already here.
Apparently, there's going to be the world is going to be covered in darkness after an alien invasion. So
Not
look
too
out.
fond of that one.
Look out for that. Apparently, the clairvoyant allegedly warned of terror attacks in Europe. And then the weirdest one, which is the final one, because bearing in mind, this person died in 1996, right? And I don't know about you, but computers weren't that big of a thing in 1996. We didn't even
No.
have the dot-com bubble. We didn't have the dot-com bubble yet. But apparently, she predicted there's going to be a surge in cyber attacks.
Wait, so if she's
see-
dead,
Yep.
how is
So-
she predicting these things?
She
They
Had a
have
load of
followers.
Mm.
Yeah, that basically just wrote everything down in like novels and stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, she also predicted her own death. So, do with that information as you please. But previous things, which she did get correct, were, in case you weren't following along, she predicted the Chernobyl disaster. She predicted the death of Princess Diana, New York's 9/11, and obviously her own death. My other news, I got. So, have you ever heard of cicadas?
as in the bug.
Bug.
The bug.
Yeah.
Obviously, every I think it's third. So there's two main breeds of cicadas in America, and they hatch at different times. One's like every 14 years, and one's every 17 years, right? And so when one of these broods do hatch, I don't know if you've ever heard the sound of a cicada. It's like, imagine compressing the sound of 10 crickets together and then like
Mhm.
dropping the pitch really low, so they make a real fucking racket. And when you get millions of them, are you looking up the sound?
No, that was me being a cicada.
Oh.
Sorry.
I thought you were going, wait. Right. But yeah, so now imagine just like millions of these fucking droning noises, right? And this happens in America, wherever. But anyway, for the first time in however many fucking 100 years, both of these are lining up at the same time, and they're predicting it to be over 1 billion of these to be hatching all at the same time. So it's going to be like fucking chaos.
Where
Just
do
a
they live?
billion of these. East mid side of America is
Mm.
where they're concentrated. I kind of want to be there just to hear the sound of just non-stop low
like-
fucking cicada.
Like dubstep.
What was the other one? Bloke being paid £1,000 a month to dress up as Monkey King, or because we play games, we will know the name as Wukong. In the pictures, it's just a guy like poking his head out a wall, so kind of like a food glory hole. Oh no, I'll send you the picture. He's just here, chilling, dressed as Wukong, and people are coming up to him just shoving food in his mouth.
Oh my god.
I'm sending it. It's
Oh
just his head
my
sticking out of a hole.
God.
Tourists are just feeding him. I don't know what the pleasure of feeding a man in a hole in a wall.
I think it's probably more the you're trying to feed the monkey thing, like a symbolic gesture.
I'd do it. As in,
I think I would
I'd
give-
feed him.
I'd pull his hands through the hole so he can back up and feed him something else.
Before we go, please remember to subscribe or follow us. We are available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, where we post updates and teasers for upcoming episodes. If you'd like to get in touch with us to give us some feedback or submit a question, visit our website, which is down in the description, or email us at yeahwhatofitpodcast@gmail.com, or drop us a message on our socials. Thank you again for listening, and remember to subscribe and share with your friends. Well, thank you very much for listening. This has been the Yeah What Of It podcast. My name's Harry, and I have been joined today by...
Jay.
Ian.
That was perfect. I'm resuming, and Luke's going to drop in a minute. I'm going to fucking die. But in the immortal words of Truman Burbank from the amazing film Truman Show, thanks for listening. And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Yeah, what of it?
The way you're saying this now makes me think that you get your trousers like around your thighs. Like half child.
So like, I don't even like drop like they stay in the same location as where I'm normally wearing. I just pull everything over the top.
I'm gonna try this now.
I was trying
I
to
tell you
live.
now, just stand there. You're doing pretending, and then just get them out and just mate, it's such a great.
No, this is no, I don't like this.
Nah, I love it. You just there. You just boom. Oh.